Hachette Audio presents The Big Break. The gamblers, party animals, and true believers trying to win in Washington while America loses its mind. Written by Terris. Read by Timothy Andrés Pabon. Prologue. Is any of this normal? I'm in the business of making Joe Biden's agenda look more popular than it really is, Sean McElwee announced to the poker table. And business is booming. It was a July evening in 2021. Biden's presidency was 6 months old, his approval rating was hovering around 50%, and his agenda was on the move. Sean, the 28-year-old head of a Democratic polling group and think tank, was a few Miller High Lifes into one of his regular poker nights hosted at his bachelor pad in Logan Circle, a recently gentrified neighborhood in Washington just north of downtown. In the living room, a big-screen television played Rounders, the 1998 Matt Damon poker movie that was canon among millennial gamblers. A guest bed lay in the corner. Extra-large pizzas and cheap beer cluttered the counter in the kitchen, and tubs of protein powder sat on the shelves. Sean was new to Washington and splitting time with New York City, where he kept an apartment, but he had the vibe of someone who'd been around forever. He wasn't a pollster exactly. He hired experts to do the legwork there, and he wasn't a policy nerd. He wasn't a campaign guy either, although his nonprofit, Data for Progress, did do work for campaigns. He was sort of all of these things, and also sort of none of them. More than anything, he was a political evangelist. He was in the business of making Democrats popular, figuring out what legislation to prioritize, what phrases to stop saying. And he was in the business of making himself popular, too. Since moving to town a few months earlier, Sean had managed to generate a gravity well, attracting other Democratic operators into his orbit. He hosted monthly happy hours that were well attended by professional progressives and establishment climbers. The boozy meetups were a way to see people and be seen, and it was hard to miss Sean. He was over 6 feet tall, with a body type that fluctuated between lineman and linebacker. He had a signature look, translucent framed glasses and black t-shirts, an outfit he deviated from just enough to avoid comparisons to Steve Jobs, or worse.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?